Hello everybody, today is March 13th, 7:34 a.m. My name is James. Let's take a look at these futures in the markets. Futures are green, finally. Boeing is still getting hit with new news every day, it seems like, which is weighing on the Dow. But the other two, the S&P and the Nasdaq, seem like they want to keep trying to push higher even though Boeing's getting hit with news. Which is good. It's good to see the market do that. And then here, looking at the S&P 500, you can see, just like I've been talking about, we're still below this resistance point, which is from last year's little dip down. And then we've got this ascending triangle forming here as well, where it popped up from the 50-day moving average. And now seems like it's starting to build a little bit higher, getting closer to this upper line. Hopefully this consolidation area right here is going to be kind of the catalyst that's going to give us a base to lift off and get higher from there. We'll have to give it time and just see how it goes. For the oscillator, we're at minus 25, which is not quite oversold, but at least it's not overbought, where previously when we were running up like this, we were overbought, just constantly overbought. And I'm happy to see that we didn't get some kind of big sell-off out of that, just starting to consolidate, which is good. My list, I have Spotify, same big triangle I showed before, along with this little ascending triangle forming here. And to me, it looks like there's a clear resistance line here. You can see it touched it yesterday even. So a touch, came close to it in here, came close to it on the day a couple days ago where there was good strength, and then yesterday, touching, just re-establishing that line is actually there. And then I just drew this in because there are 2 points. There's this one and this one, so it clearly shows there's something there. And so with both lines kind of culminating together in the same area, that's kind of showing us where that resistance is. So if Spotify can actually get some upside momentum with volume and push through there, that's going to be a big break from some significant resistance on the stock. So that should take it higher. And the area that I'm watching again is 148. It's really, when it crosses this line, I think that's definitely a break of the small ascending triangle there. That line right there. And then that should give it enough momentum to get over the second line, or if not, you're at least in down here when it starts to hit that that upper line. And then if it gets resistance there, you've still got some play there where you hopefully won't be stopped out. CGC is still within this symmetrical triangle. You can see again yesterday it came very close to the line and then set back down, so that line is definitely there. And then there's that lower level. So every day that line changes, the breakout point is going to change. So just keep an eye on the pattern and just adjust accordingly. And when it breaks that specific line, it should be a buy. Hopefully, again, nice price action, nice volume. When it doesn't, here's NVDA, which doesn't actually have the earnings and sales that I like to see, but we know how NVIDIA moved before. Super aggressive, lots of upside, excitement, all that good stuff. And now we've got this big ascending triangle. And yesterday on CNBC, they talked about it. That might be somewhat of a catalyst that'll get some more buying coming in. But yeah, to me, it looks good. It looks really good. It looks like this ascending triangle is really going to take it out of this. And then, for example, on CNBC again, the guy, don't remember his name, but he mentioned the stock going all the way to the 200-day. This gap might be a problem. Probably not, though. I mean, if it gets enough momentum coming out of this line, buying should take it right through that gap. That would be the fill, actually, when it's coming back up. It should be trying to fill that gap. It should be more upside excitement, more upside energy. So yeah, for NVIDIA, that line I have is about 165.29. I think it looks really good. Even though it doesn't have the earnings and sales I like, I'm expecting that to go quite a bit higher from there. ASML I put back in because it dipped down here and then paused and went right back up, which gives us the second line, and that happens to correspond with these points back here. So there we go, nice ascending triangle. On ASML, I have 187.05. It's basically the break of the line up there. Coupa is a mess at this point, although it's still in the channel. Still within this channel. If it can work its way through what happened after earnings, stay in the channel, build its way back up, you might get a break of that line. It's going to take a while, so I'm not going to give you any numbers or anything. And then Excel, which I just happen to have in my list, and I'm still just kind of watching it. I'm not trying to get into it or anything, but it is holding above where it broke up from the upper line. In the other list, Tandem, look at this. Starting to look pretty good. I wish this base was longer. I hope it actually doesn't go through this upper point. Hope it comes back down and maybe forms a channel. It might go right through it though, and that's 70.65. Trade desk. Again, I wish that this was longer. I want to see something longer, 3-4 weeks at least. I think those give you more of a probability of actually working. Although if something just has momentum, like this guy seems to, then it's going to go regardless. So that came out through the top there. That's about it. I don't have anything else that's like on the verge. MDB announced earnings yesterday, March 12th after the close. So that had this nice little symmetrical triangle channel kind of pattern, flag, pennant, whatever you want to call it. And its earnings were yesterday, and I don't know what those results were. Should have been. Anyway, keep an eye on that one too. MDB. If it has momentum out of its earnings, if it actually reported yesterday, I could go higher. So there you go. So that's it. The next video should be tomorrow, I believe, and I'll see you then.